Hello students, how are you all? I hope you all are fine. Myself, Mrs. Neetal Gonsalves from St. Paul's High School. Today, in 4th standard, I am going to teach you English and we are going to learn a small poem called Time for Everything.
Time. Time helps us to make a good habit of organizing and structuring our daily activities. Time plays a significant role in our lives. If we better understand the time value, then it can gain experience and develop skills over time. Time can also heal things, whether external wounds or feelings. Time and tide wait for none. Time, once past, cannot be brought back by any means. Our daily activities are based on time. Here is a small poem which shows that what we are doing on particular time. And the name of the poem is Time for Everything. Let's start. There is a time to run and a time to walk. For each and every activity, certain times are allotted. Like while playing on a ground, we run, we jump, and sometimes we walk also. There is a time for silence, a time for talk. Sometimes we have to be quiet and listen to others. And when it's required, we have to speak. For example, we need to be silent in the library or when elders talk. We need to talk if we need to put up our thoughts for a right thing or to talk when we have to share our ideas. There is a time for work and a time for play. During a day, people go for work and children go to school, and certain time is allotted for children to play and have fun. There is a time for sleep at the close of day. By evening, all come back to their home, and night is the time when all gets rest. Means they sleep during the night. There is a time for everything you do, for children and for grown-ups too. We all are rely on time. All the activities depends on time. Children, even adults, also doing their work according to the time. A time to stand up and a time to sit. But see that the time and actions fit. We need to stand to give respect to the honorable person, or we need to stand for prayer or national anthem. We need to sit in the class when the teacher is explaining something. We need to sit to rest after doing hard work. But if it's a time to stand, then we cannot sit because the time and the actions should match each other. So our actions should depend on the time. A time to stand up and a time to sit. During the prayer, we are standing. Even while giving the answer in class, we are standing. When the teacher is explaining, we are sitting and listening her. But see that the time and actions fit. We always have to see that the time should match with our actions. In short, every individual work there is a certain time and we have to do it accordingly. Here in this poem, the name of the poet is not given. It means we are writing anonymous as a poet name. In while writing the answer of quote from memory, it's required that you have to write the name of the poet as anonymous. So students, in this small poem, we just comes to know that how the time is important in our life. All the work is depends on time. We are doing all our activities according to the time. That's why it's saying that time is precious. Time makes a man perfect.
Now we recite the poem. Time for everything. There's a time to run and time to walk. There's a time for silence, a time for talk. There's a time for work and a time for play. There's a time for sleep at the close of day. There's a time for everything you do, for children and for grown-ups too. A time to stand up and a time to sit, but see that the time and actions fit. Now we'll recite the poem one more time. Time for everything. There's a time to run and time to walk. There's a time for silence, a time for talk. There's a time for work and a time for play. There's a time for sleep at the close of day. There's a time for everything you do, for children and for grown-ups too. A time to stand up and a time to sit, but see that the time and actions fit. Here are some difficult words from the poem. Word meaning. Number 1, silence. It means no noise. There will be a quiet. Number 2, grown-ups. It means an adult person. Number 3, actions. It means doing things. Number 4, close of day. It means end of day. I repeat. Number 1, silence, no noise. Number 2, grown-ups, an adult person. Number 3, actions, doing things. Number 4, close of day, end of day. Let's see the rhyming words from this poem. Number 1, walk, talk. Number 2, play, day. Number 3, do, to. And number 4, sit, fit. Here you can see each and every line you will get the rhyming words. Let's start the questioning part. Quote from memory. Here I have given you 2 quote from memories. You have to find out the answer, even the stanza, and write it down in your notebook. The first one, there's a time to dash 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 close of day. First, you will write the answer. If you remember, in answer, you will write the name of the poem and the poet. And then you will write the 4-line stanza. Question number 2. There's a time for dash 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 actions fit. Remember that when the name of the poet is not written, you have to write anonymous.
So students, I hope you have understood the poem. Recite the poem twice. Okay? Thank you.